August 2021, traveling alone through Oklahoma, van life creator Emma Shaye stopped for the night at a roadside motel, planning to rest before continuing her journey. It was supposed to be a quick, forgettable stop. Late that night, the phone rang. A man's voice came through the line, saying inappropriate things, calm, deliberate, and personal. Emma froze. What terrified her wasn't just the words. It was the realization that someone knew exactly which room she was in.
Was that what motel room I'm in was even scarier. And then the phone rang again at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I know it was the same person. I just pulled the phone off the hook so that nobody could call anymore, and I got a shower, and I left at probably 3:45 and decided to drive to Denver. That was kind of the situation last night. So I left at 3:45 in the morning, and then I pulled over at a gas station and slept for another 2 hours, and then woke up and got ready and started driving here. And this experience has been absolutely amazing. We saw the wine flight that I just had. It was just so pleasant and so perfect. And again, I just can't.
Then the phone rang again. Same voice. Same tone. Heart racing, she ripped the phone off the hook, showered as fast as she could, and fled the motel at 3:45 in the morning, driving through the dark, exhausted, terrified, and alone. She pulled into a gas station hours later just to sleep in her vehicle, unsure if she was being followed.
I have experiences like this during my van journey. I just feel extremely blessed, and it's beyond anything that I ever thought that it could be. So anyway, I'm going to meditate now. There's a donkey. There's a literal donkey.
By daylight, the contrast was haunting. Peaceful scenery. Quiet ponds. A sense of safety returning. But the fear lingered. Nothing paranormal happened that night, and that's what made it worse. Because whatever called her wasn't a ghost.
Register, and they had a bunch of chocolate from Denver, handcrafted chocolate that is soy free. I can't eat soy, so I just can't believe it. Like, what are the chances that it would be soy free? I just wanted to show you because that's...
Top comment said, "So sorry you went through that at the hotel. Also, you and Nigel should have ridden the Donkey Jays." On a clear afternoon, solo hiker Jimmy from the channel Theory of Simple set out on what should have been a peaceful trail hike. Blue skies, quiet paths, and nothing but time to enjoy the climb.
I mean, that was really creepy. Like, making sure he's not following me now. Hi, Jimmy from Theory of Simple. Thanks for coming back to my channel today. Well, today's video is going to show you a little bit of something that was a little creepy that happened to me a couple of weeks ago on a hike. And at the end of the video, I'm going to go over a few things that I'm going to be doing in the future to help me feel more secure on my hike.
The hike was uneventful at first. Uphill switchbacks, grazing cattle, wild plants lining the trail. A normal day. Until a man in a white shirt appeared behind her.
Every time I think the top is just around the corner, it's not around the corner.
Out of nowhere, he stopped her and said, "I think you're really attractive. Is it okay if I get to know you? No warning. No context. Just close enough to trigger something deep in her gut. She politely moved on, but the feeling didn't leave.
So, there's this guy back there in the white shirt on the trail. He just came up to me and said, I think you're really attractive. Is it okay if I get to know you? Like, just out of the blue, stopped me.
Minutes later, she heard footsteps on gravel behind her again. Same man. Same pace. Still there. That's when the fear kicked in. She turned her camera on, not to vlog, but to document. To make sure he knew he was being seen.
I mean, oh, that was really creepy. Like, making sure he's not following me now. Ugh. He's coming back. Okay, here he is, back there. I'm getting out of here. Just gonna videotape because he's coming up behind me. And I just wanna get through this gate and get to my car.
He stayed back, but didn't disappear. All the way to the parking lot, she checked over her shoulder, heart racing, keys ready. Even in her car, she scanned mirrors, terrified he'd follow her home. Later, she admitted it brought back memories of being stalked before.
This way. I don't know if he's gonna get close enough, but I just don't want... I want him to know I have a camera too, just in case. Creepiness.
Because the scariest thing on a trail isn't wildlife. It's realizing you're not alone, and someone chose you. You were right to be alarmed. That was very creepy what he said to you. October 31st, 2023, on a freezing Halloween night, the creator behind Roam to Bloom arrived alone at the ruins of an abandoned riverside house. Long rumored to be haunted. From the moment she stepped out of the van, something felt wrong.
It really does have a vibe.
The air was heavy. Silent. Even she admitted the fear might be in her head, but the feeling wouldn't go away. She repositioned her van to face the road, just in case she needed a quick escape. That decision alone says everything.
Sleep here. First thing I'm gonna do is pay my respect to the dead.
As darkness fell, she walked the grounds whispering apologies to the dead, unsure whether respect would be enough. Every sound echoed, distant voices, passing cars, the river below. Nothing felt close, yet nothing felt far either.
And also because we're on the top of the hill, every sound echoes here. So I hear people talking far away. I hear every car passing by. I hear the river. I hear everything. It's actually a pretty nice experience.
Then came the smell. Sharp, musky, like skunk, but wrong, too strong, too sudden. She froze, asking out loud if whatever it was would leave her alone. Her hands shook as she painted, the cold biting down to 0 degrees.
And people, if you ask me. Okay, so I hope you can hear me well. I'm gonna set up my stuff now. Smells like skunk. Oh my god, it smells like skunk. Skunks are afraid of humans, right? Better fucking hope. I better fucking hope.
Inside the van, the heater flared violently before settling. She joked about ghosts, but locked the doors anyway.
Oh man, I can't believe winter is so close. Ooh, it's cold. I'm gonna get the body heater out.
By morning, she was safe. But the house still stood.
Up. Oh, it's bigger than in my memory. Okay, that's gonna be interesting.
One cold night in rural Europe, the couple behind the Travel Tales channel believed they'd found the perfect place to rest. A quiet forest clearing, a fire pit, benches, and no one else around. Their van sat alone at the top of a hill, wind rolling through the trees as darkness closed in.
Go and light that up and enjoy before it gets dark. Now this place is a bit slanting, so we might have to get the blocks out or try and find like a level parking. But right now the van is like this.
Earlier, they'd explored the area, lit a small fire, cooked, and talked about future trips. But as night fell, the mood shifted. The wind grew louder. The forest felt less empty. Eventually, the slope made sleeping impossible, so they drove off and parked elsewhere, assuming the night was over.
Well, you know, I prefer to be here, to be honest.
This hill is a bit too sloping, so I don't think we're going to be able to sleep here. It's reminding me of the one in Patara in Turkey when I set up the blocks and we still really couldn't sleep properly. So it's no good doing that here.
They were wrong. Hours later, deep asleep inside the van, sudden noise jolted them awake. Voices, music, footsteps, then banging, hard, deliberate hits against the front and sides of the van.
We're back on the road because we couldn't sleep where we were. Basically, there were a lot of people outside our van and we didn't feel safe there, so we had to leave. We were asleep and we heard a lot of noise coming from outside. We think that there were people having a laugh, you know, and a chat, but it turned out to be a nightmare for us. We're very tired right now. What the hell are those?
Their dog erupted into barking as shadows moved just outside the windows. Someone was trying the doors. Frozen with fear, they killed the lights and drove off blindly, heart racing, convinced they were being followed. For 15 minutes, they didn't stop.
Just having fun because I could hear like music in a car, but there were some like a few meters away at least, and then I heard like voices outside the van, so they came up to the van and started hitting. I'm sure I heard one like on the bonnet.
Yes, and me and Holly were...
Yeah, Holly started barking.
Yeah. We were in a complete shock. Even now, we're still a bit... We've been driving for like 15 minutes without any maps.
Yeah, just driving straight.
We're so scared that they were going to follow us. That's what I thought, to be honest.
No, I don't think so. They went back in the car.
By morning, the van was undamaged, but the message was clear. In remote places, the most dangerous encounters don't come from the wild. They come from people.
So we're at a new parking spot today. I'm making a cup of tea. And we're trying to understand what really happened last night and accept it, basically. Here it was.
You did the right thing by leaving. Well done. Stay safe, team. Late one night in 2023, with nowhere left to call home, Chelsea crawled into the back of her car for her very first night sleeping alone in a parking lot.
Here we are. I got some really good videos coming up for you guys. I am sorry I took so long. I'm gonna try to do Vlogmas. I can't promise anything. I don't want to keep promising things in case it doesn't happen, but I'm hoping I can now stick to a schedule, as I feel very good about my life now. And I feel like I do have a future and that I should just go for it.
Her entire life now fit inside the vehicle, along with her dog and her cat. The plan was simple. Stay hidden, stay quiet, survive the night.
I could go anywhere. I can meet anyone. And yeah, so that's where we're at. Anyway, let's get into this video. So let's get back to the intro. And this is the first day that I woke up in my vehicle. I go through all that in the intro.
She covered her windows with trash bags, terrified to turn on a light. Every sound outside made her flinch. Footsteps, engines, doors closing somewhere nearby. Then she noticed it. A truck. Following her. Reappearing. Lingering longer than it should.
I didn't get much sleep last night. Got maybe like 3 hours. It was very quiet, which was nice. I felt really safe sleeping here. I didn't at first though. I kind of freaked out last night thinking there was a truck following me. Oh my gosh. Please don't be a truck. Is that a truck? It is a freaking truck. Oh my god. I kept noticing this truck following me.
Heart racing, she slid low in her seat, afraid even her breathing might give her away. When the heat became unbearable, she had no choice but to start the engine. The moment the car turned on, another vehicle pulled nearby. She ducked instantly, convinced someone was watching.
So once I did that, I felt better. I felt like safer, like no one could see me in here. But I didn't feel safe enough to where I could live stream last night like I wanted to, because it would just be pitch black here. I didn't want to turn on any light. I didn't feel comfortable enough to do that. So I'm sorry about that. I know I said I'd live stream my first night in here because I knew I was going to be a little scared. But I was too scared to do that at the time. Thankfully and luckily, we are safe, we are good, we're fine. I also got really overheated last night just putting up the trash bin.
She slept less than 3 hours. At dawn, she peeled back the trash bags and locked eyes with strangers parked right beside her. They hadn't seen her arrive. They hadn't known she was there.
I feel sweaty. Not like overwhelmingly sweaty though. Not like how you would be sweaty after a workout. I just feel like just a little sticky. Not that you needed that information, but in case you're wondering what it's like, I would definitely like to shower.
So sorry to hear that you're alone. I had no idea what happened. You're going to be okay. July 2025. During what was meant to be a peaceful birthday getaway, a couple camping in a secluded forest clearing thought the night was winding down quietly. The rain had started to fall, the van doors were shut, and they had finally gone to bed after a long day of hiking and celebrating. Then the silence shattered.
Taking my shot.
Then Frankie and I set off on an adventure because
It's my birthday. It's my birthday.
we went on this glorious hike, and knowing the two of us, things got a little bit weird.
Nice!
So get ready, because it's going to be a fun week. But first, we got to get to work.
The first job for today was flipping the compost. Rip all these little pieces of paper bag, I guess, down small, because then they'll decompose a lot faster.
From outside the van came sudden yelling, angry, aggressive, and far too close. A man stood in the darkness, shouting profanities, accusing them of ruining the area.
I guess you'd call it multiplication.
Frankie did an incredibly excellent job of diffusing the situation. The guy actually came up and yelled like the F you guys. And I was just like sitting in bed looking out the window like,
What the heck?
Like, F me? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And Frankie popped out, still wearing his underwear, and was like, hi, how are you? Like, how can we help, like, make this better?
I guess he was all upset that people come from out of town and create garbage and bring this sickness over here. I let him know that we're not those type of people and that we actually clean up after other people, and we try to...
The couple froze, listening as his voice echoed through the trees. There was no warning, no footsteps approaching, just rage spilling out of the dark.
Very nice way.
I think he saw the Florida license plates and was like,
Florida man.
"Wah!" Like he just went all the way up. But after we talked to him for like 2 seconds, he was like, okay, thanks, bye.
But with all that being said, we're gonna move on, and this morning we're gonna have some tea and we're gonna go find a spot to do some yoga.
We're gonna have a tea yoga hike, I called it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be
tea yoga.
tea yoga hike.
Tea yoga hike.
While one of them stayed inside, heart pounding. Frankie stepped out, barefoot, barely dressed, and did the unthinkable.
Poked in the back yesterday by some pretty serious twigs. I learned my lesson. Yoga spot.
Hopefully it doesn't rain and we get a full yogi session in. I just felt the raindrop.
No.
Yep, I'm gonna be right in the lip.
Oh no.
Instead of escalating, he calmly spoke to the man, trying to de-escalate the situation. The stranger ranted about outsiders, garbage, sickness, his anger unfocused, unstable.